welcome back to this special Memorial Day weekend edition of Northwestern Outdoors Radio. Our next guest is the president of an outfit called Got Your Six Fishing. They offer free recreation for active duty military and veterans. They're based in Olympia, Washington. His name is Ryan Caldwell. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Ryan, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit more about Got Your Six, including what the name means for those that are not veterans like you and I.
Well, first of all, Got Your Six means I got your back. In the military, we move with the clock hands. 12 o'clock's always in front of you, and 6 o'clock's always your back. So Got Your Six is, a meaning of we always got your back. Our nonprofit is we're 100% free. We supply everything from fishing license to equipment. We do day-guided fishing trips on the local rivers here in Washington State, and we also have a lot of other events that we do. We do custom rod building. We teach people how to build fishing rods. That includes veterans of all eras and active duty. We have jig tying events, fly tying events. We not only just fly fish, we gear fish also. There wasn't a huge demand for fly fishing, so we do a lot of gear fishing. The rods are pretty cool because you can actually build one and go out and fish it, customize it, and it's a real rewarding when you can build your own fishing rod and build it and fish it.
Oh, I agree. And, you're based in Olympia, so you're really close to Joint Base Lewis McChord. You clearly have a lot of active duty soldiers and airmen there. You also have a big veterans community, but I understand that you service clients from all over the Northwest, as far away as Montana.
Yeah, we've had people from Montana, Idaho, Oregon, California, Arizona, and we actually had one from the East Coast, from Virginia, come out and fish with us. So we're not national, but if they can get over to us, we can get them out fishing.
So how do folks find out about the trips that you offer? And again, this is for active duty military and veterans, free fishing trips. How do they find out about these trips, and how do they get a hold of you to sign up for them?
So we're always out in the community networking and trying to tell veterans about our organization. We have a really wonderful Facebook page. We post a lot of our trips on there. If you're local, we post the trip. If you meet the requirements that are on the trip, it could be a donor wants to take out a Purple Heart veteran. If you meet that requirement, then you apply for it. Generally, if it's like a two-person trip, then if those two people sign up for it, they get the trip. If 30 people sign up for that exact trip, then I do it by a raffle system, so I keep it fair and even. For people that come out of town, all they really need to do is call me ahead of time, and we work with them and schedule them a date that works for them when they're going to be up here in the Washington State area.
I was looking on your website before we talked today and see that you've fished a total of 21 different water bodies. You've served 400 veterans with 210 trips. And that's telling to me. It means you have a really good ratio of guides, so to speak, to clients. So if somebody goes with you, they're not going to be lost amongst a big group of people. They're going to get some real one-on-one time on the water and some real therapy out of it too, aren't they?
Oh, very much so. So I have a drift boat. I fish the local rivers, the small rivers. Generally 2 persons in the boat trips, and even our rod building classes are small, 5 persons. And it's real small, and we really kind of focus on the therapeutic aspect of being out on the water, enjoying the beautiful day, beautiful waterways of Washington. We do really focus on teaching a person how to fish, and I really work hard to give them skills that will teach them how to fish when they're by themselves. So it's not just going out catching a fish. It's about going out and learning how to catch fish and improve the person's skills and abilities.
I think that's great. Folks, you're listening to Northwestern Outdoors Radio. We're talking to Ryan Caldwell. He's the president of a nonprofit group called Got Your Six Fishing. They offer free fishing trips for active duty military and veterans throughout Washington State and beyond. As a matter of fact, I understand that there's somebody up in Craig, Alaska that's taking 4 combat veterans fishing for salmon and halibut and more. Tell me more about that trip, and if it's okay to do a shout out for that outfitter, I'd like to do so.
I would like to, but it was a private donor. They didn't ask me to tell anyone, so I mean that is what it is. But is what the trip is they asked me to get 4 combat veterans post 9/11 and kind of review as many applicants as I could. And the cutoff date was May 15th, and I sent the packets in to the donor, and they get to fly up to Ketchikan, and they take a float plane over to Craig, Alaska, and they get to fish for salmon, halibut, bottom fish, and whatever else they can find. I guess I have never been there, so it's a pretty cool place that has like all the species they can fish for. So.
Southeast Alaska is a wonderful place. I'm heading up there myself this summer and can't wait. And yes, those veterans are going to have a great time. Let's talk about some of the rivers you're taking clients fishing on in Washington State. I understand the Yakima is one of them in eastern Washington. Great trout fishing stream, by the way. But what are some of the western Washington streams you're taking clients out on drift boats?
So during the summer, I get a chance to take vets out. I get to do a little more focusing on fly fishing. And I get to do the Yakima River when it's not blown out. And then during the other times of the year, I do a lot of fishing in Grays Harbor. And during the winter, my favorite time of the year for winter steelhead, I spend a lot of time up in Forks, Washington, fishing the rivers up there, the Bugchill, the Hoe. The Hoe is probably my favorite river to take people. It's a majestic river. It's quiet, it's beautiful, and there's some beautiful fish, big winter steelhead. It's definitely my favorite time of the year.
So, Ryan, let's talk about how folks can get connected with Got Your Six Fishing. I understand that you're going to have some volunteers at Cabela's this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. That's the Cabela's store in Lacey, both Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tell me more about that.
Both of those days, we're going to have a booth there. It's a kind of a Memorial Day weekend contribution to veterans. They come in, and there's all kinds of sales and stuff going on. But besides that, we have a booth there, and we're going to be able to sit and talk to any veteran that hasn't heard about us and explain to them how we can get them on the trips, the rod building classes, and talk to them about the best ways of doing that. Like I said, Facebook is the best way to do it. We have a lot of information on the website. We have a great way to donate on that website, and like I said, we are a nonprofit, so we work off of donations. We aren't funded, so that's just two of the best ways to contact us. We do like I said, our booths, and we do the stuff like Cabela's where we sit and get to talk to veterans.
So, if you want to see them in person, they'll have a booth again for all of you folks listening to the South Sound this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Cabela's store in Lacey. You'll also get to see Got Your Six Fishing at some of the sportsman shows here in the Northwest. But if you're from out of the area and you want to find out information right now, go to their Facebook page. It's Got Your Six, that's the number 6 fishing, or go to their website at GotYour6, again, the number 6fishing.com. Got Your Six Fishing, they're doing some great service for our veterans, for our active duty military, not just in Western Washington, but all over the Northwest. Ryan, thank you for your service in the Army, and thank you for what you're doing now.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Again, Got Your Six with the number 6 instead of the written out. And please check us out and tell anybody you know that it's a veteran or active duty. We'd love to get them out fishing.